Hey guys, Nathan Brendan Masters. Today we're going to be checking out Arteza Watercolors. We have the 24 tube set. Arteza. Now I've been calling this company Arteza, but apparently I hear everybody else call it Arteza. So we're going to go with Arteza today. And these are the colors. And check this out. This is how they have it set up. You have these two sets on top. And then when you remove them, you've got two more sets under the bottom. So this is your 24 right here. Boom. Now, I know there's a lot of watercolor people out there that like to mix colors, but you got a ton of colors here, so it's a good chance that you won't have to do that. So yeah, it's a lot happening right there. Now, I've used this set for some stuff in my sketchbook, and the pigments, ridiculous. The colors go on like wash, but the stuff acts like watercolor. And I mean deep, deep colors. This is something I did to test this out. And check out this blue here. This is just really nice, really deep, really thick. And also this is why it's important to work with good materials, because even with my sus technique, it still got this image between the paper. We're working with 25% cotton paper, nice, vibrant watercolor. I still managed to get this image. So today I'm going to put something together on screen. We're going to go into it. I'm going to use two colors. Also going to use Sumi ink and Zig number 30 white ink. So let's get into it. If you haven't read any of my books, this is an OC of mine called Decoy, aka Eon Drax, and he is a vampire. Well, actually, that's not true. He is a human with vampire powers. He is a decoy vampire, for lack of a better word. He was killed by two vampire scouts who were looking for victims in various places, and they found him, and they got him. So God made a deal with Eon that he would bring him back to life if he agreed to take on the vampires, and God would give him the power to do so. And hence you have Decoy. He has the powers and appearance of a vampire, even his spiritual signature is like a vampire, but he is 100% human, and he doesn't have to drink blood or any of that stuff. He is single-handedly responsible for the destruction of many of the vampire covens in Chicago, including the Bloodfire Unity, which you guys may know as the Vampire Alliance. He is one of the people who helped destroy them. And he's also one of the reasons Dracula came to Chicago. He wants to destroy Decoy. One of Decoy's powers is a thing called a Holy Boost, which is kind of like a last-ditch measure. If he's ever overwhelmed and he's in a situation where there's just too many things to fight, he can emit a burst of holy energy that will decimate any unholy being that's within that area. It will just decimate them. So vampires, demons, Nephilim, any of that stuff just gets immediately decimated. But at the same time, it takes a lot out of him. So he has to go and rest to kind of, build his energy and everything back up. As some of you guys may also know, he's one of Victor Locke Demon Hunter's closest allies. I will also point out that in his one shot, he uses that holy boost to take down one vampire. And that was just done to show off the power. So we're just gonna not bring that up again. But what I did here was I used the Arteza blue and yellow, and I just started streaking it. I did a little wet on wet, and also I used black Sumi ink. I tend to not use black watercolor. I just use Sumi ink for the blacks, and it actually acts like watercolor. It will work with the wet on wet techniques and all that. As you see here, I went in and I kind of there were areas that were kind of too wet, and I went in and kind of I just got that water off of there, and then I filled it in with white ink, which I know you're not supposed to do in watercolor. You're not supposed to do what I do all the time, which is use white ink to create white areas. You're really supposed to let the paper do that. So sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. And sorry about this big jump, guys, but I am shooting this on the Sony, and as much as I love the camera, it does overheat if you're shooting for more than 20 minutes. So all I did really was just add more streaks to it and add more water so that when I laid down white ink, it actually, it made kind of like these big globs, as you can see, and that acts as the energy pattern. And this is what it looks like without the tape. This looks like an old 90s superhero comic when like the energy is bursting off the character. I particularly like the way it mixed in this area right here. I like this whole section here. And I like these bursts down at the bottom. This one kind of has its own texture. So that turned out really nice. It kind of has like a dotted texture almost. But we're not done just yet. Now, I have a hard brush I could do this with, but I prefer to use this toothbrush because the brush I have, the bristles aren't hard enough. At least they don't spring back the way I want them to get the effect that I want to get. And this is going to get messy, so be forewarned. I don't really know why I'm warning you guys. It's not going to get messy for you. It's got messy for me. But the obvious problem here is the big globs. They actually missed the page. So I got a lot of it on the area. And all I'm doing, I dipped it in the white paint. And I'm running my thumb across the bristles. And it's spraying the paint on the page. And it sprayed a lot of it on the page. The big section, that missed the page. I wanted that on the page. If you actually look at the Victor Lock Demon Noir, you look at the last page, I used the same technique for the blood effect, but I was way off here, and a lot of this actually got around the side of the image as opposed to actually getting on the image. So I have to go in and add a few globes manually. You see I added a few white globes around there. As for the Arteza paint, I really enjoyed working with it. I like working with the tube paint a lot more than the paint that comes in the little pans. And when using the cotton papers, it does spread out very nicely. I got to do that. I was using some of the cotton paper from the Paul Rubens journal, and it was very nice on that. And I'll show you guys some of that one day. I'm actually going to start using this, and I'm going to save the Koi kit for travel, which is really what it's made for. It's a travel kit. But thumbs up for Arteza Watercolors. I do have affiliate links in the description if there's anything here that you like. I do not have an affiliate link for the Pentalic Nature Sketch. Hey guys, when I originally made this video, they did not have the Pentalic Nature Sketch sketchbooks on Amazon. They do have them on Amazon now, and I will put an affiliate link in the description so you can grab one if you want one. It's not watercolor paper, but it is 25% cotton, and it actually works pretty good, as you can see here. I really love this paper, and they have a bunch of different sizes, but they're all in spiral bound books, which is why I haven't got another one yet. But if you like this, you like spiral bound books, I do have a link in the description. Just for the paint materials, that's all I have down there. So you guys take it easy. Nathan Brendan Masters, Oscar.
Don't look back, we're here to stay. A life we knew would come one day. And this is it, the borderline to where the future leaves us behind. The fire will burn.